Okay, shalom, shalom, kwam yashalom, kol halo Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, H.I.M, Rakach Chodash. Double honors to our apostles and to our elders, a great millstone about the Spirit taught us this beautiful truth. And just want to say the water to all the H.I.M and Akwa that's out here sincerely keeping the law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai to the best of their ability. Just coming at you with a quick lesson. Pray that it's edifying by the Spirit. And just wanted to just touch on the identity of Esau, Edom. That's the biblical name for the so-called white man. You see, the true name of the father is Yahweh, which means that he exists or he is to be. The true name of his son is Yahweh Shai, which means that he's the savior or he's the deliverer in Paleo Hebrew. Those are the true names of the father and son. And this Bible, or the scriptures, which I'm going to get into, was set up, as a challenge, or not necessarily a challenge, but a fight between Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, and Jacob, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans. All of us come out of the 12 tribes of Israel under Jacob, which his name was changed to Israel, which is Yasharallah, Prince of the Power, Paleo Hebrew. So, I just wanted to just get some examples of who Esau is, because a lot of people don't know. And the scriptures goes off, you just have to be spiritual, and you have to really just look, have a ear to hear, so to speak. You have to have a spirit of understanding to see the clues that show who the people actually are. And Esau, Edom is the so-called white man, which is the twin brother of Jacob, So it says, U.S. skateboarder. This is just another story. We'll get into the scriptures in just a sec. It says, U.S. skateboarder Josh Neuman and 3 others dead after plane crash in Iceland, a gentle soul. It says, skateboarder and social media influencer Josh Neuman died at age 22 after his plane crash while sightseeing in Iceland. And see, that sightseeing in Iceland, that ought to let you know that soon as you hear that, I ain't even had to mention, or you didn't even have to really see this picture, you're going to know that, okay, this is the so-called white man. That's the average thought that will hit the average person's mind. Like, soon as you hear sightseeing in a plane in Iceland, you're going to think of who? The so-called white man. Because Yahweh Bashim Yahushai gave us different spirits and certain stuff that they're into that we're not into. We're not skydiving, man. You got Jake a skateboard. There's some Jake that'll, skydive. What I'm talking about in general, as a nation of people, we're not into a lot of stuff like that. We're not going surfing. We're not, we're just not doing that. See, if Jake is even on the beach, Jake could go to the beach, but Jake, is just really there to see the women, and the women are really there to just show off their little, bikinis and outfits and, the ass cheeks and stuff. But other than that, no, Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, they're going to go out there, they're going to jump out there, they're going to dive out there, they're going to surf, they're going to jet ski, they're going to do every damn thing that's got to do with that water. They go hiking in mountains that's cold as hell. Jake not doing none of that, man. We're not into none of that. There's a difference between those twins. And that was spoken to Rebecca by Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Told her that, matter of fact, let's get, because I don't really even have to go into the story of this guy. But let's go to Genesis. Start up some, no, Genesis 25. Let's see here where we want to start. Let's start at verse 19. The births of Esau and Jacob. Now, these are the twins from Abraham, you know what I'm saying, and his wife Rebecca. And these are the generations of Isaac and Abraham. Son of Abraham begot Isaac. And Isaac was 40 years old when he took, Isaac and Rebecca's, the twins were with Isaac and Rebecca, Salakia. And Isaac was 40 years old when he took Rebecca to wife, the daughter of Bethuel, the Syrian of Naram, the sister of Laban the Syrian. And Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife because she was barren. And Yahweh was entreated of him, and Rebecca, his wife, conceived. So she got pregnant with these twins, man. And the children, if you notice it says children, so that means it's plural, struggled together within her. And she said, if it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of Yahweh. So there you have it, man. You had the twins already in her rumbling around, man. And the NLT over here says, but the two children struggled with each other in her womb. So she went to ask the Lord about it. And why is this happening to me? She asked. Verse 23. And Yahweh said unto her, two nations are in thy womb, and two manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels. And the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger. Let's get it in the NLT over here. And the Lord told her, the sons in your womb will become two nations, not one. They will be two nations. From the very beginning, the two nations will be rivals. One nation will be stronger than the other, and your older son will serve your younger son. And Jacob is the younger son. You so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, you are that stronger nation, even though we're on the bottom. And the reason why we're on the bottom is because Yahweh made a covenant with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, our forefathers, and it was a covenant that we were to keep, and we didn't. So he scattered us through the four corners of the earth, and we're just scattered throughout the four corners of the earth to this very day. But we're living in the days and time right now in these last days where he's gonna gather us from all those nations where he scattered us to. And Esau Edom, the so-called white man, our brother, is the main culprit in our slave demise, so to speak. It says, and the first came out red. Now, who's red, man? Let's go back to this guy's picture, because he's not actually white. If you're looking at the backdrop of this page, that's white. You can clearly see. See, you can see he's red. Look at him. Now, are there people, Israelites, that look like this guy? Of course. It's Israelites that look like this guy, because we've been scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, and our men have mingled with the women of those particular nations, because the seed line comes from the man. You see? So if that seed line is strong, and it's still going from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob to this very day, though we may look like other people. Now, he could be an Israelite. He could be an Israelite, but I just wanted to bring out the differences in Esau and Edom and the so-called white man, and Jacob, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, because this right here is that he has that spirit of the so-called white man. And I'm going to go back into the scripture to prove that. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So now, as you can see, he's red. Let's go back and get that again. And the first came out red all over, like an hairy garment. And they called his name Esau. And after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold on Esau's heel. And his name was called Jacob. And Isaac was 80 years old when she bare them. Verse 27 is the point that I want to get. And the boys grew. And Esau, the so-called white man, was a cunning hunter. See, Esau's out in the snow right now, hunting them, whatever the hell they can hunt. You got so-called black people that'll go out and hunt, man, but they go and actually hunt for, food to eat. And Jake is really, it's not a lot of Jake really into it, but it's Jake that's into going out hunting, But Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, they hunt for sport. They the type that'll have a damn lion's head, or, a whole full, just a goddamn tiger rug on the floor, man, in front of a chimney with a damn rhinoceros head over the fire, man. An elephant tusk. They into real, just killing shit for nothing, man, because they are killers. That's their natural hookup, because they was blessed with the gift of the sword as well, which I'll get to. It says the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field, and Jacob was a plain man, dwelling in tents. See? And that's how we are to this very day. We're plain people. You see? So-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, man, good dinner, good meal, being with our spouses, enjoying our children, playing some music. Jake might sit there, play some cards. You know what I'm saying? Have some, nice wine, drinks, and Jake is cool at his house. But here you go, you got Esau Edom. You got to be sightseeing in a goddamn airplane in Iceland. You see? Bungee jumping and shit. Want to go to the, got to hit the most extreme ride at the carnival and shit. That's just how they get down. That's the difference, is that the scriptures clearly said there will be two nations, two manner of people. We have totally opposite spirits. We are nothing like the so-called white man. Nothing. And the crazy part is our people, since we've been enslaved, have taken on so many of their customs to the point where we done got wicked as all hell. Not that we wasn't wicked before, but just taking after the customs of the so-called white man, especially in America, Babylon the Great. We have gotten super wicked, man. Okay, it says, let me see, what else do we want to get out of that? Now, when it goes into the blessing, which is I want to say, let's see, chapter 27. Let's go into the blessing also, because he was a cunning hunter, and Jake was a plain man. Okay, so yeah, this is basically when Jacob ended up, Rebecca, kind of set him up to go in there and take, get that blessing, man, from our forefather Isaac. Yeah, let me start from right here at Genesis 27 and 30. And it came to pass, as soon as Isaac had made an end of blessing Jacob, and Jacob was yet scarce gone out from the presence of Isaac, his father, that Esau, his brother, came in from honey. So, if you go into the story, Isaac, he was, basically at the point of death, basically, about to die, so to speak. And he sent Esau out, to go and hunt for him because, he liked Esau's venison. You know what I'm saying? Because he was going out there doing all that, or to get down with that venison, man. It says, and he also had made savory meat and brought it unto his father and said unto his father, let my father arise and eat of his son's venison, that thy soul may be blessed. That thy soul may bless me, Salakia. And Isaac his father said unto him, who art thou? And he said, I am thy son, thy firstborn Esau. And Isaac trembled very exceedingly and said, who? Where is he that hath taken venison and brought it me? And I have eaten of all before thou camest, and have blessed him. Yea, and he shall be blessed. So it was a wrap. That's how serious words was, man. Isaac blessed our forefather Jacob with the blessing that would have went to Esau. But it was by design and by Yahweh Bashim Yahushai's power. And that's the way that he created it and designed it. He didn't want it for Esau anyway. You see what I'm saying? And matter of fact, let me go into the New Testament real quick. And we can prove that in Romans chapter 9. Because it's spoken of. Let me see here. Okay, let's start at verse 10. Romans 9 and 10. And not only this, but when Rebekah also had conceived, talking about this same hookup that's going on in Genesis. This is being spoken of in the New Testament. And not only this, but when Rebekah also had conceived by one, even by our father Isaac, for the children being not yet born, see, they wasn't even born yet, neither having done any good or evil, they hadn't done nothing bad or good, that the purpose of Yahweh according to the election might stand, not of works, but of him that calleth. And that's basically what happened with Esau. And that's the reason why they hate Jacob to this very day. See, Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, and Jacob, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans of, their respective tribe, they have no idea the reason why there's so much tension and that they can never get along. Out of hundreds and hundreds of years, they've been, going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. It's just hatred. And a lot of that hatred comes from this. It's that spirit, because it says that two manner of people will come out of her womb, two different nations, and that they will be rivals. And it's because of that blessing. We got the birthright and we got the blessing. But the point of the lesson is that I just wanted to point out that, let's go back, is that, we're plain people. And you can see the differences. And see, the description says that he's red. Of course, we know that the so-called white man is not white. He's actually pinkish to reddish in color. And you can definitely see their color right now in this wintertime with all this cold weather. You just see the tip of their damn ears, their cheeks, nose. They just be looking like a damn stop sign. They came out red. That's one indicator that that's who they are. Cunning hunter, we already know nobody's out hunting the so-called white man. The so-called white man, like I said again, is out in camouflage, blending in with the terrain, and they're hunting something. and also they were blessed with the sword. Nobody is gonna make a better weapon than the so-called white man. For instance, they have a nuclear bomb. Come on. And just think about all the other stuff that they spend trillions of dollars of your taxpayers' money in the military. Black Hawk helicopters, tanks. They are expert weapon makers. That's the gift. That's the blessing. That's one of the blessings. Matter of fact, let me go down here. Let me go back to where I was so we can prove that. Because that's what he was blessed with after, that was the only thing that basically Isaac had for him. Let me see. Start at verse 32. And Isaac his father said unto him, Who art thou? And he said, I am thy firstborn, Esau. And Isaac trembled very exceedingly and said, Who? Where is he that hath taken venison and brought it me? And I have eaten of all before thou camest, and have blessed him, yea, and he shall be blessed. And when Esau heard the words of his father, he cried with a great exceeding bitter cry, and said unto his father, Bless me, even me also, O my father. And he said, Thy brother came with subtlety and had taken away thy blessing. And that's the reason why they don't like us to this very day. Because Esau actually said that once Isaac died, he was going to kill Jacob, our forefather, man. But by the power and strength of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, he didn't allow it to happen because that wasn't a will. It says, and he said, is not he rightly named Jacob? For he had supplanted me these 2 times. Because that's what the word Jacob means, supplanter. But his name was changed into Israel, which is Yasharallah, prince of the power in Hebrew. He says, he took away my birthright, and behold, now he hath taken away my blessing. And he said, hast thou not reserved the blessing for me? So now this is what our forefather blessed him with, Isaac. It says, and Isaac answered and said unto Esau, Behold, I have made him thy Lord, and all his brethren have I given to him for servants, and with corn and wine have I sustained him. And what shall I do now unto thee, my son? And Esau said unto his father, Hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me even also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth. And that's why this is their kingdom. That's why they're living so good right now, even though it's falling. There was a time when they was living really, really super duper great, but now it's like they're dying off quicker than they're being born. They have a real drug problem as far as opioids. A lot of suicides are going on with their people. They're bickering and fighting between each other with the red and blue states, their left and their rights, the Republicans, Democrats, and whatever the hell else the Europeans got. You see, it says. And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of heaven from above. And by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother. And it shall come to pass, when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. But hey, that's his gift. That's that main gift, that sword. And when you're a cunning hunter, you have to be deceptive. They're good with deception, man. When a hunter is out, they have to, deceive the animals, man. You get in camouflage, you blend in with the terrain, you sit there, you wait patiently. You setting up traps, they good at that. They set up all kinds of traps in the woods, be able to go out and check the trap, a day later and it's, something caught in it. See, that's what they're about. And they set up traps for the so-called blacks. They've been doing that forever. They're great at that, man. And Jake don't understand that this is how his enemy gets down. That's why the scriptures are so important. Because when you read the scriptures, it lets you know how he get down. And how you avoid him is you do what the scriptures say to do. You see what I'm saying? You flee. It says, flee the devil and he'll resist you, so to speak. You use the words. That's what Yahweh was doing when Satan was trying to tempt him in the wilderness. Yahweh was just using the scriptures. That's the same way we're supposed to be to this very day, because Satan, his children are the so-called white people, man. They are the wicked seed that's on the planet, man. They are the physical counterparts of Esau. They are the physical counterparts of Satan, the devil, the deceiver. Because the word devil only means deceiver. Nobody deceives like these people. You see what I'm saying? So it is what it is. But, I just wanted to just bring this out. I didn't want to keep this lesson long. I just seen it. And it's like, okay. Him and 4 of his other friends, they just out sightseeing. That's it. You 22 years old. Now, he's from here, the U.S. With COVID and everything going on, he's able to go to Iceland, lease out or rent out a damn jet just to go sightseeing. You see what I'm saying? That is not our people. Jake, the so-called blacks, are not getting down like that. We ain't going to no damn cold-ass place to be looking down on no goddamn snow. Because if you can sightsee, all these places in America you can sightsee. You can jump on a bike and go ride, take a bike ride. You can go for a walk and sightsee. You see? But that's how they got it, man. Because why? They were given the fatness of the land. That was one of them blessings. Remember, we just read. The fatness of the earth. That sword. You see? And the scriptures clearly says Jacob was a plain man. See, Jake might go, Jake, living, we like to party. We like to have a good time. But it's, within our range, amongst our people, neighbors, we like to get to have gatherings, throw on music and dance and, laughter, things of that nature. But like I said, again, we're not going out and venturing out with no goddamn sharks to surf, man. We're not getting in no airplane to just go sightsee, man. Now, Jake, you got some people today, some of our people, like I said, it's some of our people that'll do shit like that because they've been westernized. But overall, you ask the average Jake, you want to go into a plane and we're just going to go sightsee. Nah, man. Nah. No. No. It's not happening. So, like I said again, wanted to just bring that out. To just show the differences between Esau, Edom, and also to identify who he is. The so-called white man is Esau, Edom. That's their biblical name. I just gave you like four of the best clues to show who he is. And there's plenty of more clues. There's plenty of more clues in the scriptures. But that weapon is one of his main giveaways, man. That cunning hunter, that deception, main giveaway, and especially being red. The scriptures describes him as red, and we all know, like I said, let's get this guy again. Let's get this picture again. Is he white? No. See, the back of this, this page is white. He is red, and you can see it clearly. Whole totally different spirit, man. The Lord created us that way. Two separate nations, 2 different nations would come out of Rebecca's womb, man. That's what was told to her by the Lord, man. So with that, pray that the lesson was edifying. Kwam Yashalom.